Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show podcast. We're joined today, Ian Lara. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
One of the best in the business over here.
I appreciate you saying that, man. This is really cool. It's a cool studio you got.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nicholas, how are you doing? It's a beautiful day in the city.
I just had a hankering for onion rings as soon as we started.
Well,
I don't know why.
I've been looking at your shirt, and it's kind of...
I got a Fuddruckers shirt.
Yeah, that's
you
probably...
look like this is a look that I'm like, yeah, I could see you wanting onion rings.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where it came from, but I know S&P has them.
They're not bad at S&P.
It's pretty hard to fuck up onion rings.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't had an onion ring in forever.
They're really good. That was always
really
like
good.
the adult fries when I was a kid.
It's vegetables.
Your dad would get onion rings instead of fries.
Yeah.
You'd be like, whoa.
It's so interesting because who was like, let's slice the onion and fry it? That's kind of like
Australians.
It was them.
Yeah. Well, they made the blooming onion, and that technology is just we can't even conceive of it in the United States.
I had a blooming onion for the first time like 2 months ago, and
you missed out, dude. They made them smaller. Back in the day, you'd go. It would be the biggest fucking onion you ever seen.
Well, I had one. I had one in Abu Dhabi, and it was huge. So I don't know if maybe over there they're still doing the big one.
Wow.
Were you there for the Abu Dhabi comedy festival?
Yeah. I was there.
Oh, how was it?
It was fun.
Was it all guys like sheikhs and stuff in the stadiums and stuff?
No. See, that's what you imagine.
Yeah.
But no, it's just expats.
Yeah, it was a lot of. It was
just guys that work in Abu Dhabi.
It was some of that.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of just expats and like people. And
oh wow.
I think the whole point of the festival, they wanted to show people that we're open to whatever. So bring out a bunch of comedians to say like wild shit, and it was fun. It was cool. Like,
no one got arrested.
Huh?
No one got arrested.
Nah, not that I know of. It was no restrictions. They was like, do whatever y'all want.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool.
I wouldn't trust that actually. I'd be afraid.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid.
I'd like to think that if I went to somewhere and I got in trouble for joke, I like to think that America would come to my defense.
They would not, dude.
You don't think so?
No, if
you guys have like a loud voice, like if you guys, I feel like if I called back or if my friends in comedy were like, hey, we gotta raise some ruckus for this guy.
They won't get anybody back.
You don't think so?
No, who would we trade for you?
Brittany Griner goes back.
I mean, yeah,
she goes back to jail, different country. We get you back.
Yeah, you trade me for
we trade you for.
She's about to retire. I still have momentum.
No, remember that guy that got arrested in North Korea? That's one of my favorite guys.
Was it like David
Otto
Warmbier? Oh, Warmbier. Yeah.
He was like a bro that was like, yo, I'm gonna steal this fucking poster, dude.
Yeah, the poster.
And then they gave him back in a coma, and he died like a week later. And then they sent us a bill for $2 million for his like hospital room. And the State Department paid it.
Sent the bill?
Yeah. They were like, also, you owe us $2 million for his hospital bills, and we paid it.
What if it wasn't like one of those countries? What if it was a more country that we're more friendly with?
Like Germany?
Yeah, like a country where there's like.
Yeah, what I would like to do is I go to Germany, get arrested for denying the Holocaust. The State Department has to get me out, and I just go right back and do it again. And I'm just
the Holocaust, or just keep denying it.
Yeah, well, you go back and deny the Holocaust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I could really.
Yeah.
I don't speak German. I don't feel like I could go over there and be like, guys, look at these motherfuckers. And be like, wir nas understanden sprechen Sie. And I'd be like, yeah, I guess it probably sounds better in German.
Have you ever seen that picture of Danny Green, the 3-and-D NBA player at the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin?
No.
He took a selfie at the Holocaust Memorial, and he was like going like this, and he said had to do it one time #Holocaust.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the.
I know Danny.
You know him?
Yeah, he's from Long Island.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He played. I went to a basketball. My school was a basketball powerhouse in Queens, and he went to a basketball powerhouse in Long Island. So we played against him. Yeah, that's insane.
It's one of the funniest posts of all time on the internet.
Yeah,
he said, I had to do it one time #Holocaust.
Have you ever been to the Boston Holocaust Memorial?
Yes, I have.
It's like right next to the Union Oyster House.
Apparently, like
so that. You just go. You have a bunch of clam chowder, and you're like, oh yeah, the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And you just burp. There's cream on your face.
Caleb said that like homeless guys go there to take dumps in Boston.
I feel like you could say that about any place.
I guess it's a city.
Homeless guys go there to take dumps.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't. Yeah.
Well, the Berlin,
I don't imagine the homeless guys are like, fuck, I got to get to the Holocaust Memorial.
You think they're just there.
Yeah, I think they're just there.
No, I think they're anti-Semitic. No, the Berlin Memorial is they're like big gay cruising spot. because they're like a bunch of like it's these blocks. And then, so there are a bunch of like alleys. It's like a.
I wonder if in Berlin
you
could open a gay nightclub called Auschwitz, and there's showers, and I guarantee you'd get business. It doesn't matter how offensive it is. You could be like, it could just be called like the Chambers.
Wasn't it?
Didn't like bunk beds you can go back to after having gay sex in the showers?
A couple years ago,
there's still claw marks on the doors. There's still just fingernails embedded.
You're outside denying that the club is real.
Yeah, we realized our greatest mistake was not going into the showers ourselves because that's what we actually wanted. But you couldn't be gay back then, so.
Yeah, they were also there in the camps.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Bieber? He went to he was like Anne Frank.
He said
a believer.
Yeah. He's like, I wish you could have been a believer.
He wrote it in like the guest book.
Yeah.
Which is so funny that he even him filling out the guest book seems offensive. Even if he just wrote like, "Yo, what's up? Justin Bieber was here." That seems.
You want to get on the email list,
I guess.
Yeah, the Anne Frank email list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish you could have been.
Do they have a gift shop there at the Anne Frank?
Yeah.
Do they sell the giant pennies?
No, they don't do. They don't have one of those machines.
I feel like they all have. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like even that one would have it. Any fucking museum, there's always.
We opened with Holocaust.
Yeah.
This is
kind of our thing.
There's nothing really else to talk about.
Yeah. What else, dude?
Nothing else is going on.
Nothing's happened.
I spent
since
the last couple days rewatching
basically.
all the Matrix movies.
You know, I've never seen the Matrix.
I love those movies so much, dude. I watched. It's been a long time since I rewatched the first one, so I rewatched the first.
It's amazing.
One. The first one's great, but then the second one's really good too.
Didn't they just have one like a couple years ago?
They did,
yeah,
and I saw it. The first half I was really into it, and then I kind of like checked out a little bit more. So I wanted to watch it again, but I was like, you know what? Why don't I just watch all of them? And then so I got like a running start into it, and then the same thing happened. They got maybe halfway.
You hated it?
I didn't hate it. It's just it's like it's too grounded in what life is. You know what I mean? Like that was a criticism of the early certainly the first movie, is that it's like basically a children's movie. You know, it's essentially like these aren't even really adult characters. They don't have any kind of complex emotions. It's all just like, believe in yourself and you can do anything, you know. But then there's computers, so you're like, you know, industrial music. It's just
that was big.
So
in '99.
And it's like, oh, what if there was a secret world you could get away to where you have superpowers or whatever? The fourth movie is the only one where they like introduce this like concept. You see fucking Jada Pinkett Smith's character Niobe or whatever. And the premise of the fourth movie is that the machines have. In the third one, Neo has to sacrifice himself because Agent Smith, the bad agent, has like turned into a virus and he's taking over the Matrix and the Machine City. And Neo, being his opposite, can like neutralize him. So he goes to the machines and says like, look, I'll destroy myself and Smith, and that'll like create some kind of equilibrium, and then we can have peace between the machines and humans. And it's not this either or, you know, one side wins or the other. And then the premise of the fourth movie is that the machines end up having a civil war due to like limited resources.
They fight each other.
And so there's the humans and the machines, and then there's the machines and the machines, and they're on one side, and you know there's like a new thing. And the machines have rebuilt Neo and Trinity under this new matrix where they keep them kind of just out of reach of each other. They've erased their memories and they see each other, but Neo is middle-aged. He works at a game company, and like, you know,
sounds pretty good.
It's the one where it's like it actually deals with life and like human emotions. And when Neo gets brought out of that matrix, he meets Jada Pinkett Smith's character, who's now old because it's supposed to be 60 years. He's only aged like, she says to him, you know, they free him and then she puts him in prison right away. And he's like, you know, that's not fair. And she goes, yeah, well, neither is aging, but you don't hear me complaining. And it's like, you know, no matter what, even if the Matrix were to be real and you could escape it, you're still going to get old and everyone you love is going to die. And so are you. Yeah. And so, and with that one, with the fourth one, it's like now you can't have that. And then also this like, wow, you can believe in yourself and do anything. You know, it's like, no, now I'm just sitting here as a middle-aged man, and now you've taken me back out of the movie in the way that it did give me.
Yeah, it just should be a baby movie. Basically.
It should be a baby movie.
It's like the cartoon Spider-Man are better because it's just a baby movie. It should be a cartoon.
Yeah. Wasn't there a black? Isn't that the black? There's the black one.
Of course, the Miles Morales.
That's what's funny too about the Matrix, because the original Matrix is already pretty diverse. They wanted Will Smith to play Neo.
Yeah, I heard that.
But he didn't understand the script.
I didn't understand the movie.
Oh, the original Matrix?
Yeah.
Especially, imagine in like
I watched it and I was like, I don't know.
Imagine when they put it out in 1995 when like most people didn't even have dial-up internet.
Yeah. Was it 95 or was I thought it was?
Well, they wrote the script in 94, but the movie was finished. The movie came out in 99.
99.
So they probably people were reading the script in 1995 when like, Pepsi didn't have a website, you know? And you're like, they dial up into this Matrix. I mean, it would sound like nonsense. It wouldn't,
Will said that's the movie that he regrets turning down the most.
Yeah, in retrospect, because now you can understand it. But I mean,
why? Because she cheated on him?
No, because it made.
Oh, I thought Jada was fucking around.
Yeah. No. It just made $1 billion. I don't think he cares if she cheats.
It's funny because you watch the original Matrix and it was already a pretty diverse movie. I mean,
it was supposed to be Aaliyah was supposed to play her role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have like that Switch character in it too, who's like supposed to be just this like androgynous, like no gender thing. So it's like it already has all these elements. So you go through the movies and it's like they can't add any more. There's nobody else to add.
They predicted it.
Right.
And so, like, by the fourth one, like, the diversity you're getting is just bad haircuts.
It's all dreads.
That's like all they can just add, like, just the shittiest haircuts you've ever seen in your life.
Movies are so weird. Acting is weird in general because you watch stuff and then you're like, this is bad, right? Like, this is bad acting, whatever. And then when you're in it and when you're entertainment, like, you get auditions and I'm like, I could just do the bad acting. Like, I could do bad acting.
Yeah.
Like, great acting is
That's what
hard.
I say. Aim low.
Yeah, I mean, I told you it's all about, I'm like, I can do this role bad. Like, how you guys book it.
Yeah.
So just take me.
It's supposed to be bad, right?
Yeah, like I can play this bad. Sometimes I was just on the phone when I walked in. My agent's calling me. Sometimes I get sent an audition. They're like a Dominican stand-up comedian from Queens. I'm like, I could just do this bad. Like I could just be that. Like at the very minimum, I live the life this way.
Yeah.
But it's always what they think is it, not what it actually is.
Right. Yeah.
It's what they believe it is.
Yeah. Most of the auditions you get for like comedian stuff, they want this
Hoodie
outdated
guy.
idea of like a UCB guy from like 2010.
100%.
But all those guys are in prison for rape, so they can't get the actual one. So they send it to like regular comedians. And it's like, I don't have a purple hoodie and pearl snaps. I don't know what to tell you.
And man tits.
Dude, it's so walking into an audition room and having like execs tell you what a comedian is, it's hilarious. When you're like, I live this every single day of my life. Comedians don't act this way.
Yeah, I just started taking my clothes off and they're like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they're like, that's
it's all girls here now. It used to be guys that make you take your clothes off. Come on. We have ladies now.
Having to explain to a thing like, this quirky guy, like most comedians are not that. They're just like regular people who are actually pretty dark and
it's also funny
hopeless.
to see that it's all guys that look like you too. It's all like versions of yourself. Yeah.
I don't know if I prefer that because sometimes I'll go where is that? Like I'll get submitted for a role and it's like everybody looks like me and you're like, all right, so you're just looking for a look. But then sometimes I'm like, they're looking for like a 6'4" white quarterback, and I'm like, am I just auditioning to fill a quota? Because
you're playing the Brady movie.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta learn these lines. If you're just gonna book Tom Brady, just give it to him and say I auditioned.
I went to an audition, a VO audition once, and it was for anybody that can do a Homer Simpson impression.
Yeah,
and it was awesome because it was just me and a bunch of Homer Simpsons in a room, just a bunch of guys. Hey, how are you doing? Oh no! Just
it's hilarious. Like, sometimes your agent, they're trying to work, whatever. They try to convince you. They're like, they don't know. They're like, they don't know exactly what they're looking for. I'm like, in the scene it says they're looking for a Tom Brady type. That my acting is nowhere near.
You could do it. No, come on, bro.
To convince
you could do it.
Like we're not gonna go with the 6'3" gay quarterback.
Have you ever seen Vin Diesel's
allegations
short film,
like that?
Multifacial.
No,
what's that?
Vin Diesel's short film Multifacial.
No,
it's him playing an actor, but it's him going to auditions and having to play like because nobody knows what race Vin Diesel is.
Yeah.
So he goes to one audition. He's like, "Let me tell you some, homeboy," and then he's an Italian guy, and he's like, different. He's
what is that? He used to be in porn. I thought it was that
he did.
I thought Multifacial was from his early gay porn.
Yeah, I think he may have.
He did actually.
What's his race on paper? Like, what do they say? Or they just don't say.
I don't think they.
He's Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only ever like, it's like one of those, you know how like people be like, I'll never tell anyone what my sexuality is, and then it's always they're just straight. You know what I mean? It's always like,
I think
it's always those guys that are like, they're like, I don't think it's anybody's business.
The last one I went in for, I was like so nervous, but it was all like adrenaline. So I was like extra, and it was like all these actors that looked like me, and they're all like nervous betas, and I'm like, look at these fucking. And one of them's like, oh, I love the show, and I was like, that's right, dude. I'm a famous person, right? And I was like feeling myself, and I was like, oh, it's real funny. We all look the same. And they were like, ha, ha, ha. And it was just me and one other guy left in the room. And I just like can't stop talking, and I was like, you ever been in like movies and stuff? And he's like, yeah, a bit, yeah. And I was like, have you been like the main guy in a movie? I don't know why I said main guy. It was like obnoxious. He was like, yeah, I guess, but like you wouldn't have seen my face. And I was like, oh, so you're in cartoons? And he's like,
he's like, I am SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, he was like, he's like, no,
I'm SpongeBob.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, the Planet of the Apes movie in the theaters right now. He's like, yeah, it was the star of that one. And I was
he was the star monkey.
He was the star monkey. Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck,
the monkeys.
Yeah, of course, they're professional actors.
The monkeys are way too real.
I thought because some guy was like, I love the talk show. I was like, oh, I'm like,
when you're
I got this.
You get put into these rooms where people are like,
yeah, I'm actually the star of the new Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, and they're not. You're like, oh, I don't.
I was like, why am I here?
Yeah. I auditioned for one thing. Well, like this is one of my early on auditions. It was for a TV show they were making, and I got a call back. I think I got 3 calls. Like it went down to like the end, I guess, and then it went to Ludacris.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why
did you know Ludacris is 5'1"?
That's why we were running.
Yeah.
No, he's not 5'1", but he's short.
Okay, yeah.
He is short.
Yeah, he's short. Everyone's short.
Not me.
No,
I'm 6'4",
dude. 6'4". Yeah.
How's the weather down there, bro?
Is this what your fans believe?
I'm a 3-and-D guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a wing.
You ever had an audition where you really wanted to get it? Because some of you.
That was the first one I wanted to get.
You were like, this would be cool.
I was nervous. Yeah. But it was like obviously a professional actor is gonna. No, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son got it. Yeah. Really? Yeah. Of course.
Don't stand a shot.
No,
complete waste.
Absolutely not.
What has he done other than
Licorice Pizza?
Other than Licorice Pizza,
I don't think so. Anything? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe he's done something.
I just did one where I was supposed to be Tracy Morgan's son. I was like, I really want to do this one.
The homosexual that got stabbed?
No, not that one. The other one.
Oh, okay.
The straight one that became a lawyer.
It's called stabbing your gay son.
That was just crowd work. That was just crowd work that went south.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it. I laughed.
Yeah.
You seen Barron Trump? That boy just keeps.
Yeah,
going.
he's like 6'10".
We gotta get it. We gotta get him in our league. We gotta get him in this league.
The Barron?
We gotta get him in the NBA.
I think he's nonverbal.
Well, I think he's like changed. Like I think now he's like a playboy. I think.
Is he?
I think so.
I thought he like could teleport and live on Mars and stuff.
He has like swag.
I had no idea. I'm going off old pictures.
Yeah, he goes on adventures. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he's changed.
Also, I'll mention this. I will be in Irvine, California at the Irvine Improv. September. You go to my website. You can pull it up. But please come out. There's still plenty of tickets available. That's September.
It's huge.
What, 17th, 17th, September 17th and 18th, I think, or maybe 21 through 23. But there are tickets available on my website, and then I'll be at the Lincoln Theater in D.C. and then the Wilbur Theater in Boston the next weekend. Those are available on my website. And then, so you said we're at what, 17? Okay.
Also, yeah, we added a 4th show for London on the 21st of September, so there are tickets now available for that.
Have you done London before?
No, it's my first time. Yeah,
great comedy.
Yeah, city. We saw it. They keep adding shows. It's nice.
Congrats, man.
Yeah. Is it a great comedy city?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I would say probably
because most of the stand up you hear from England is like doo doo.
The people there, they just love it.
It's like if you think that trans people like stop it, and then it's like
it's not bad. It's not a bad bit.
Yeah, no, if you're against J.K. Rowling, maybe stop it. Yeah. They just make good points. They don't really do bits out there.
Well, good points are good too, you know.
They're not funny though.
No, but they're good points.
Well, they work, I guess.
Yeah.
If everyone thinks it's a good
People
point,
are like, yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's better than nothing. It's better than not funny and no point.
Yeah, and everyone disagreeing.
Right.
Yeah. Being wrong.
There's that. You ever met that comic?
Yeah.
Who thinks he's making a great point?
Yeah.
But see, I love those guys, dude, because for the most part, they never really go past like the open mic level or like, you know.
Some of them, you know, now I feel like it's a little easier to like you could sneak in now.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Because you could
completely
just
out of it,
make
but-
clips on TikTok of whatever
Yeah.
and convince people
of bad points.
Yeah, and convince people that you're a good comic. They'll come out to see you, so you could finesse your way out the open mic scene. But that's hilarious when somebody thinks
the guys that would like hold court after open mic.
Yeah.
You know, and they would always have like fucking 5'10", like just mentally disabled guys. You know, listening.
Worst
to-
bodies ever.
Yeah, just listening to one
Just
guy wearing like a bow tie and like a newsy cap, being like, "You got to make yourself undeniable." And it's just like I can't. Please tell me.
dude, I
everything.
remember that guy.
Yeah.
Who was in an open mic for like 8 years, so you respected him
I
in a
miss
way. 'cause
those
you
guys
thought that
so
was,
much.
like-
Well, I never respected them, but
I guess that's the success of Kill Tony is it just like platforms those psychopaths.
It seems so. It seems so.
People love those psychos.
I had a friend.
I'm waiting for a guy to go on the show with a gun and actually shoot Tony Hinchcliffe to death. And then when everyone's mad, he's like, "What?
I had a friend.
Do I win the gift card or not? Do I get where is the Outback Steakhouse gift card?
Do I get to beat Shane?
I'm
What's
dying
going on?
to try this bloomin' onion I've been hearing about.
Sometimes you hear, like, you'll hear, I have friends who, you know, they're like, oh, I want to go on Kill Tony. And I'm like, but what's your thing? Like, you're just going to do a bit? Like, you're not going to act like you're, you know,
Like what?
on the spectrum or homeless. Like, you got to have a thing.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
See, you tell me that. I'm like, okay, that's good. What else?
Yeah, but that's my thing.
Shit,
Actually.
then what?
That is my thing.
You know?
I
Because
talked.
the shit will work for the minute, but then when you do the interaction, you got to do something else.
I told you I talked to that kid on Friday who was at MSG for 7.5 hours waiting to hear his name and he didn't hear it.
yeah, shout out to him. That guy's committed.
He's like, I would have bodied it though. Yeah.
I get it.
I like
thought-
the confidence.
Yeah, at 2 years in, I think I would have thought if you gave me a shot at Madison Square Garden, I would have bodied it, right?
Mhm.
That's like the thing when you're a beginner, you just don't know anything. So you're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
put me up in front of 15,000 people for a minute without context.
What would you have dropped 2 years in? What was your early act like?
I feel like I always had perspective in that sense. Like, I didn't even leave an open mic till I was like 2.5, 3 years in. I had no interest in like performing in real shows. I was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I had that perspective.
Scary, dude.
Yeah,
MSG
I also had
would
no
be
one to
scary.
offer, but I think if somebody would have offered and I would have done it.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just at the
When you-
beginning, you got to believe that you're really, really good.
You got to believe that you're the one. dude.
Yeah. It's
He's
only
start-
like people who's
he's
been in it
starting
for
to
years
believe.
that are like, oh no, this is terrible. I made a horrific choice.
There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path.
You got to be undeniable.
You're dropping gems, dude.
What'll really bake your noodle later on is, would you still have knocked it over if I hadn't said anything?
I think I remember the guy you're talking about. The guy with the newsboy cap at the creek.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a very specific.
That guy used to drop knowledge.
You guys did open mics together?
Yeah.
Sorta.
Because you popped pretty early.
Well, I moved here and they would only put me up at the stand because Patrick liked that blog I had.
Okay.
But I kind of moved here feeling like I already had failed at comedy and I just wanted to live in New York. But I was friends with Soder and Mike Lawrence and I guess Patrick also, and so they would put me up and then I would just bomb at the stand.
But didn't you
And
get new faces like a couple years?
I
in?
got new faces when I was 22.
Yeah, that's
but,
crazy.
But it didn't lead to anything, you know.
No, it never does.
Yeah, I know, and I you
It
know,
does, but it does to some people.
Well, it doesn't exist
New
anymore.
York
but it
kinda
used
like-
to, right?
New
I
York
thought.
changed sort of the playing field for me. It's like I saw there was all these other opportunities, there's other things that I could do, and then I started writing, and then
You're from Austin, right?
you could say, yeah. I mean, that's what gave me my career is Austin more than anything. I mean, like Cap City, they would book me, they bumped me up to feature pretty quickly.
Yes.
And then Rich Miller, who owned Cap City, he was doing all the like feature booking for the Helium, which at that time was only Philly and Portland. But then they got me in San Antonio. I mean, I did one weekend in San Antonio, and then they said I could never work that club again.
Yeah.
But
That's the dream.
But
Play
which-
every club once.
not because of my act, but
Get
because
banned?
they had one show where there was like 8 audience. Have you done LOL in San Antonio?
No, that's a big room though.
It's a big room. There were maybe 8 to 12 people there. It was one table. They didn't come together. They were kind of scattered around. And I went on stage after the host, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I said to them, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry they didn't just refund you your money. I don't know why we're even doing
Oh,
this.
you disrespected.
They got mad at that.
The owner of the club was there when I said that. And he's like,
Mhm.
oh, this guy doesn't have the right attitude to work this business.
He's deniable.
Yeah, so I don't know.
He's deniable.
Yeah.
I am deniable, yeah.
Yeah, I am deniable.
Yeah.
That's one thing you don't think about when you start, where you're like, oh, at a certain point, people have to want to see me.
Yeah. I have
Like-
to have fans.
Yeah, you just think
I
that
have to
like
get fans.
Yeah. no one tells you that.
Yeah.
You just think that like you just get better, and then people will see how good you are.
Yeah, right.
Like it's a meritocracy.
Yeah, and they'll just be like, I gotta go see this guy.
Yeah.
And then you're at. I just did the you doing the Irvine. That's a huge room too.
It's too big.
I just did the Milwaukee Improv. It's like 450 seats.
The
Yeah.
improvs are all huge.
They're insane.
San Jose is like a theater.
Yeah, San Jose
Yeah.
is. It was a converted theater.
That was a sad weekend for me.
Really?
Because I was like, yeah, I didn't get anyone up on the top, and I thought my career was over. I
mean-
felt like a real failure because it was so big.
You guys literally have fans though.
Yeah, but like,
we didn't. Not me and him. See, I stopped doing stand up because like I felt like I did everything that I like. I didn't see myself getting better.
Right.
You know, I felt like I maximized my own potential, and then from that point on, it would just be writing more jokes. But like whatever it takes to be, I'm not likable. You know, I'm not like I'm never gonna be a household name because I'm not like charismatic, and people don't like me, right? And they're never going to. So I could
Is
just,
that true though, or is
Yes.
this something you just
Oh,
think
yeah.
about
No, no, no.
yourself?
It's true. And
he's
and-
not likable.
yeah.
No way.
And so I got
Everyone I know loves him.
no, he's the best.
maybe
I mean,
comics, but like regular people.
Yeah, you have a
If
lot
I
of
go
people
in, here's
like
the thing:
you.
almost anybody can go into a grocery store and like have a kind of exchange with the cashier where they both kind of laugh about something and be like, "Well, I thought, you know, like these coupons never expire." Whatever they say. Anytime in my life I've ever tried to do that, people have been like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, I mean, look,
That's not what
It's
stand
just
up
read
is.
as like conflict, and like there's not
conflict.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna debate. Look, I'm not gonna debate on your charisma, but
Yeah.
you do have a thing where you're unapologetically yourself, and people do gravitate towards that. People enjoy that.
No. And but yeah, I don't. Let me just put it this way. That's how it felt. Whether it's true or not, that's how it kind of
Right.
felt. It felt like like going further. I would
Yeah.
just sort of like write jokes, and then other opportunities came up when I got to New York, and then it's like, oh, there's like writing stuff. There's other stuff you can do. Ultimately, all I really want to do is just be funny,
Yeah.
and then find like new and different ways to do that. I want to laugh. I want to laugh at things. And like even just making things happen. That's why like the internet back when no one knew who I was, I could go on Twitter and pretend to be somebody or stir up an argument with people. That was fun to me cuz like it's like you're making something funny happen. And so like I kind of just I was like, you know, and then that led to the old podcast and that was fun, you know. And then
That was the first one you started.
what?
The old, when you say the old podcast.
Like Cumtown.
The Cumtown?
Yeah. When we were doing that, it was like, okay, this is like a new way to be fun.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
like-
when you guys started that.
Yeah.
Like,
and so I kind of just sort of fell off with stand up because I didn't really I like struggled to see what I could do like with it that I couldn't do with like other stuff. And then Adam just stopped because he was making money and he just wanted to hang
Yeah, I
out.
was an incredibly lazy guy.
Yeah, he's just a lazy guy.
Yeah, so, yeah, one of the most.
but I feel that maybe you don't know this because you just live life as you. So you don't experience you from the outside. You experience it from the inside. But like every time that you're around, I feel like people are in a good mood.
Because they never see me.
yeah,
Because I don't come around.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the thing. You withhold.
Yeah.
You withhold. So when you come around, people are like, oh.
If
Nick
you
is
say his
Yeah.
name 3 times, he shows up.
People get excited about a white tiger.
there. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Because it's
mean?
not around a lot.
If there was a tiger at the club eating people every day, you'd be like, I don't care what color it is.
yeah. Yeah.
This
but
is a
generally,
blacks only.
you stay to yourself
Yeah.
though. You're not at you're not at the club trying to like.
I've thought about
stir
that
up
the other
shit.
day. Like, if I were black and I lived in the segregated South, I would like, my thinking would be like, if they had segregation, I would just start opening places and be like, it's blacks only. No
Yeah.
whites allowed. Blacks don't just do this thing where I'm aggressively leaning into segregation. There's a white guy just walking down the street. He's not even walking anywhere close to your barbershop. You're like, I'm sorry, sir, it's blacks only. So you don't have to. Yeah, I look like you were trying to come in here. No whites, blacks only.
Get away.
Just be really annoying until they're like,
boy.
you're white.
So you're
No
saying
more
if you
segregation.
were a
You'd be
black guy
reversed.
in the segregated South, you would just be a white guy.
You'd be a white guy to white guys.
Yeah, you would just pretend you were white.
Yeah, do that. But then you just do it the other way
You'd be
because there's-
racist to white
there would,
guys.
there would be nothing they could do about it. They're like, we need a law that says that no more segregation. They're like, well, damn, dude, that would be my
Civil rights hero.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to a restaurant and be like, you can arrest me. I'm having my chili. I would be like, no, we're gonna make better chili, and you're not allowed to have it. I would lie. I would put a menu out front, and the names would be crazy, and then I would have other black people come in and be like, that was the best gundalaba I've ever had in my life.
I think
That's the most
black
delicious food I've ever had. And they're like, what the hell is gundalaba? And you're like, sorry.
Gundalaba.
It's blacks only. You're never allowed. You can't have it. It's like chocolate
It's
and
our
heroin.
thing.
I think
Yeah.
black people will come and be like, this dude's too radical, man. This dude's extreme.
I get the glasses. I'd wear the suit.
He's too
Malcolm X.
black. Yeah.
He's too black.
I
think
want
that
to go
would-
to the white restaurant to just chill out.
And
This guy's
I'd also change my name to Morpheus. I'm just,
wait. So what was the longest you took from stand up? Both of you.
I mean,
over
I wasn't
the
before-
last I didn't think I did a single set for 3 years
Really?
after for a long time
until Chicago.
I was
when you went with me.
that was 2 years
Yeah.
What'd you do in Chicago? Which one?
I did Lincoln Lodge. This was
That's a nice one. Right?
3 years ago now. But yeah, Nick was right before he went up, he's like, it's been 3 years. I was like, really? And then he crushed.
Yeah.
Well, because there was
Obviously
a pandemic
crushed.
happened. I had a tour plan, and the pandemic happened. And I didn't go on stage.
Yeah.
That got canceled, and then I didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
stand-up's fun. It's especially now because that was the other thing. I took a bunch of time off, and then going back on the road, there was ticket sales because nobody had seen me.
That's the good thing.
And then the second year, it's the ticket sales because we saw this guy. Now you have to start building an audience of people to come see you kind of year after year. And once the ticket sales started to fall off, it's then it made it where I can just do stand up because it's this is just fun.
Yes. Yes.
And then in the last year, I've actually I still it's you get on a plane and I want to do it, but then the actual shows I'm enjoying.
They're good.
Yeah,
They're good.
yeah.
I think that's the thing that people, when you start selling tickets, I don't think, why would we realize it, but you sell some tickets and you just think that you just have to consistently be on the road. They'll never get tired of you. It's just going to be a consistent climb.
For some people, that's how it's been the last 2 or 3 years.
For the last 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
yeah. But I've heard some people say the same thing you're saying, where it's well, now it's slowing down.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the same city too
I
much.
think, and now, and also too, having toured, because I never really toured as a headliner, so now I have a good idea of what the clubs are and which ones are fun, and going forward, I think I'll probably just hit the clubs that I like,
Yeah.
and just stick with those, and then try to be mindful of markets and stuff. I don't
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And how about you? How long did you take?
I mean, I guess there was COVID too, but then I'd started a little bit before Nick. I'd started again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I guess it was around 2 years at that time. But
Yeah.
we always had that weekly show, so but yeah, I wasn't on the road consistently until the last couple of years.
Since I started 13 years ago. I took maybe 2.5 months off, and that was during COVID.
Mhm.
That was the only time. That was the only
Yeah.
time I took a.
I started 13 as well.
You gotta really love anything you do in life. You gotta love it, though.
Yeah.
And it's if you don't have that, and even if it's partly okay, well, it should just be for my career, then it's it just becomes a drag.
It does. I could see that. Sometimes I envy the guys who's I don't love it. I'm just good at it, so I do it. You're oh, that's nice.
Also, pretty much every single comedian will recognize that playing a small, intimate club is more fun than a big venue.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that disagrees with that, really.
Yeah, I've never headlined my own huge theaters things, but the times I have worked with some of my friends in it, I'm this seems cool. It seems rock star.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, there goes my point.
No,
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna
It's
turn
actually
around
gay
while
to
Adam
do
does
big
the ad-reads.
theaters and stadiums. It's actually not.
I think stand up wise, I could see that though. Obviously, stand up wise, performing for
Actually, yeah. Actually, 100 seater
100.
is the Nick,
Nick, come back. He's taking another break from.
just tell him you made that. Tell him you're doing a bit. Tell him it's not cool.
I think we have ads to read out.
Okay, we want to talk to you about Mint Mobile,
Which Adam uses, by the way. They set him up with a Mint Mobile phone, and he's been loving it.
I've been loving it. My Mint Mobile, I love a great deal as much as the next guy. That is true, Nick. But I'm not going to crawl through a bed of hot coals just to save a few bucks.
I hate that. The couple of times I've done that, I said this was not worth it. I've got third-degree burns.
Yeah.
I've been
for a great deal.
I've been in the hospital for 6 weeks. I have PTSD.
Yeah. Yeah. A great deal for me has to be easy. No hoops, no BS. Bullshit, it means. So when Mint Mobile said it was easy to get wireless for $15 a month with the purchase of a 3-month plan, I called them on it, and it turns out that it's easy to get wireless for $15 a month. Did you know that?
And it's the only cell phone that freshens your breath while you talk to people.
Yeah. It's and Ryan Reynolds. You get his phone number.
It is a weird name. It's like sort of like a London name.
Mint Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a Mint Mobile. It's fresh. I just picked it up at the Tesco.
The longest part of the process was the time I spent waiting on hold to break up with my old provider.
Did you copy my fucking water bottle color?
No, I've had that longer. Actually, if you're a fan of the show, you can go to the tape. I've actually had it longer. To get started, go to mintmobile.com/TAFS. There you'll see that right now, all 3-month plans are only $15 a month, including the unlimited plan. $15. That's nothing. That's less than a vape. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You could use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contacts. That'd be nothing.
Are you making fun of how that's silly?
No, I got confused about what. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds, big fan, Deadpool. Find out how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile and get 3 months of premium wireless services.
Hold on, that's in the read is mentioning a different endorsement?
Well, Ryan Reynolds owns Mint Mobile.
Oh, he owns Mint Mobile.
Yeah.
I thought it just said that he likes Mint Mobile.
No, it's not in the read.
Adam Friedland show here for Ryan Reynolds.
I'm a big fan, and I appreciate him advertising, and also we love the Deadpool franchise. Find out how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile when you get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. To get this new customer offer, your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/TAFS. That's mintmobile.com/TAFS. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. I feel like I've said this 100 times. At mintmobile.com/TAFS. And just here's the small print: $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on their first it's only for new customers on their first 3-month plan. Speed slower above 40. This is a lot.
Thank God there's unlimited minutes. So if Adam had to do this over the phone,
new customers
with Mint
on
Mobile,
okay,
he'd have all day to learn.
Well, no, guys, I'm not good at reading. That's why I do the ads. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on their first 3-month plan. Only speed slower above 40 gigabytes on the unlimited plan. Additional taxes and fees and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Thank you so much. And this is the next one. Okay, and we're back.
I'm going to try and get into baking tonight, I think.
What are you going to bake?
Well, I've had a stand mixer for years. I don't really use it.
And
every time I see it, I'm like, I should be eating cookies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll do like a Matrix themed. I play the Oracle and I make cookies, and I'm also Neo, and I can have just a conversation with myself in my apartment where...
Just like you're on a play date,
I can
but
see
you're alone.
why she likes you. And it's just me having
the Oracle.
schizophrenia,
Yeah.
Who? Not very bright, though, you know. And
it's my special time alone.
And then I have 30,000 calories worth of homemade cookies.
I'm gluten-free now, so I can't have that crap. You know that?
Why'd you go gluten-free?
I think I'm allergic. My skin's clear now. I think it was beer this whole time.
It would be awesome to redo the Matrix, but when Neo wakes up in the pod, it's just Stav. right? And then when he's on the ship, they don't give him clothes. So he's just bald. And he's naked. His penis there, and he's like, "This is what I look like in real life."
Yeah, this is the real you. You used to be Keanu Reeves.
They're like,
but it's
yeah,
better.
I mean, we didn't know
This is
until we
better.
took you out
Yeah.
of the pod, but and then they go back in, and he looks like Neo again. He's like, "Yeah, well, this is what you think you look like, I guess."
Yeah.
I mean, this is in your mind. This is how
He thinks he's John Wick.
This is what you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you look
yeah.
like. And then he's like, "Put me back in the Matrix." In the Matrix now.
He's naked again.
He just never. They
He's in
never
the
give him
goo.
clothes. He's
Yeah.
still wet the entire
Yeah.
time. There's like mucus all
He still
over.
has the goo.
The goo.
It looks like he's got like a newborn baby.
Yeah.
He's got placenta everywhere.
Yeah, he just keeps eating it.
Yeah.
He's always like eating some of the goo.
So Ian, you're from Queens.
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
Does that ever make you feel gay?
Mm-hmm.
Queens?
Yeah, because it's called that.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's like if I was from
you know everyone's laughing
if
about
I was
that,
from
you know?
like Homos, a place called Homos, you know, I'd be
Mhm.
like, well,
Mhm.
let's
I
change
never
the
looked
name.
at it like that.
Yeah, I'm from Gossips.
Well, I was born in Brooklyn. That's Kings. So that's
Yeah.
less gay.
That's Kangs. Yeah,
That's
Oh.
well, that's gay to you.
Less gay.
Oh, less gay. Yeah.
it's less gay. No, Kings. That's awesome. That's
Kings
where I
is
live.
awesome. King.
But then you chose to move to Queens.
Yeah, I moved to Queens when I was like a teenager. My family, they moved me there.
Oh,
It
it was their choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I like it. I think it's a dope borough.
And Kevin James, everyone respects him there.
Because of King of Queens?
Yeah, he still has his monarchy.
A lot of
run.
those, I remember I used to watch King of Queens. A lot of the neighborhoods was like around my neighborhood that they showed. Like,
Was it accurate?
Yeah, I mean, it was filmed in Los Angeles, I believe, but they were just showing
Oh,
I pitched a show called the Sting of Queens, and it's WCW Sting.
Mm-hmm.
just in Queens
Yeah, and then it's the same show, and all the other characters say stuff, and he's just staring at them.
with the mask or no mask.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the face paint.
Yeah.
He's up in the rafters staring at them.
Yeah, he works at UPS still.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. His wife's a Scientologist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How about the Kings of Queens? And it's Steve Harvey,
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, Bernie Mac.
Just living in Queens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same show, except they all four of them take turns playing Kevin James.
Yeah, they share. They
And
share.
no one can tell because they can't tell black people apart. All the white characters.
Everyone just
like-
thinks it's like the same guy.
They're like, she's like, we just talked about this 5 minutes ago.
That's
Steve
not bad.
Harvey's just dropping his microphone. He has a microphone, like Family Feud. He's just dropping it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's a sitcom, but he's talking into the mic.
Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
microphone.
It's good.
And still, somehow, everyone realizes that D.L. Hughley is the worst one, even though they think it's the same guy.
They're like he's just off that day.
They're like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with you today?"
Yeah.
The same guy. We missed
You think
the
he's
other one.
He's the worst one?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, they're all the other three are the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially Steve. The real king.
Coincidentally, he's the only one still doing stand up. Really, DL. He's the only one touring stand up.
That's true. Steve has too many jobs.
Yeah, he quit stand up like 5 years ago.
We got to get him back.
But he's
Yeah.
also like, I think he's like 75 years old.
He's like up there, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like late 60s for sure. Yeah.
He's an institution, that man.
Steve Harvey.
We love him.
love
Isn't
Steve
it crazy
Harvey.
that people do stand up that long? Like Rich Voss is still touring. And he's been
Mhm.
doing stand up since 1967.
Mhm. Yeah. He used to work
insane?
with Pryor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He was
what,
coming up with Woody.
50 years? Yeah, that is insane that people do it
Yeah.
that long.
Have you seen The Irishman?
Yeah.
That's sort of just the story of Rich Voss getting started in comedy back in the 20s.
What's the longest you've heard somebody doing it?
Rich Voss, 87 years.
George Wallace, I think he's like 60 plus years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
George
He's
Wallace.
funny.
Yeah.
He'll still come by, still with like a notepad and shit. I'm like, yeah.
He's Seinfeld's favorite comedian, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like him anymore.
I don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see Seinfeld crying about Israel? Do you see that clip?
He's crying. This is real?
Yeah. They
After they killed that woman and her twins, he goes, "Don't laugh, it's not funny."
yeah, the Kramer
yeah,
kid.
yeah. Just stop laughing, it's not funny. That video is awesome. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course. When he did, what was it, The Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kramer comes on to
He's
apologize.
still killing.
He's on like a monitor.
Yeah.
They bring him in like a fucking like a Mr. Rogers. he comes in on the trolley.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm deeply sorry. And then the audience starts laughing.
He's like apologizing, like he's apologizing like Kramer, like so the audience.
It's also so funny to call two people the N-word and then apologize to David Letterman and Jerry Seinfeld about it. Like
they should have brought Arsenio back so you could say sorry.
Oh man, yeah, we got to bring him back too. I think there should be the original canceled Kings of Comedy where we got Cosby.
That's not bad.
Yeah, Cosby, Kramer. I think those are pretty much the only two
Cosby's
cancellations.
still alive too, right?
Yeah, is he in jail?
He's touring.
Yeah,
I thought he's blind.
Yeah,
he's aging like a cat.
Doing stand up.
He's like
90 years old though.
I
He's
know,
probably
but-
incredible still.
Stand up
As a guy, I meant
like a person or stand up
as a Riz master.
Stand up.
He's probably still great with the girls. Yeah.
Stand up. He's. I hear he's pretty good still.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it, and this is going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Oh gosh.
But you know, he raped all these women, right? And apparently he was using roofies to do it.
Spanish Fly.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't convince me that society thought that was bad at the time if they're calling it Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like a blaxploitation film from the 70s.
If he was talking about like, yeah, you slip him a little date rape drug.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's right there in the name, Bill. You know, they weren't calling it that. You know what I mean?
I see the point.
I go
You're saying that
McDonald's.
the name
I go
is
to
too cool?
I go to McDonald's, I have a Big Mac, right? If you change the name to the Holocaust Burger, I'd stop eating it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You saying he was doing the speed limit of the times?
Exactly. Yes. It wasn't illegal when he. I mean, it was illegal, but it was like illegal in the way that speeding is.
Right.
You know, which who doesn't?
Which is just don't get
Stop
caught.
nodding.
I became
Ian,
famous. I
stop
bought
nodding.
a Porsche.
You're
I was
nodding
doing
too much, Ian.
120 the other day.
Ian, stop nodding so much.
What?
I'm yes anding.
No, but you can't that.
All right.
Yeah.
You can't what?
I think the name stinks personally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hate bugs.
I'm just trying to put an idea in your head. Adam.
Good points. That's all it is.
When I was like,
Because it's not about what you know; it's about what you believe about yourself.
that's true.
The Matrix.
The Matrix,
Mhm.
Bagger Vance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just dropping truth bombs. When I was like single, I didn't have, and I had no money. I didn't have enough money to take girls to like, I was too like broke. So I'd say, oh, I'm gonna like come over. I'll cook for you. That was my move, and I'd price like a meal down to like $6.75.
No way.
Yeah.
You was cooking a meal for $7?
Yeah. Well, a couple items I would steal maybe a little bit.
Like the steak.
No. But like I would make it.
How's your finger doing, by the way? I just noticed.
It's healing.
It's just a Band-Aid now. He cut the entire top of his finger off.
I saw there was a viral cucumber salad I saw on Instagram Reels that I tried to make for my girlfriend, and then I had to go to the hospital from it.
I hope you recorded it. That's a good clip. Cucumber salad fail.
He sends I was like, he goes, I cut the top of my finger off, but he lies all the time. So I was like, send a picture, and he sends a picture.
It's disgusting.
It's just gone. It's just fucking gone. And then his dumb tiny hand being held by like this like male nurse's hand. It's just dwarfed by like a glove.
Do you want to hear something worse? When they put the glue on it at the urgent care.
That's where you went?
Yeah. Why? Where should I have gone? The Ritz?
With a missing finger?
It's not a missing. It's the top. It didn't go to the bone. Listen, okay. When they put the glue on it to seal the wound, it was I released a yell of excruciating pain.
Like when a cartoon character goes into the women's bathroom by accident.
Yeah.
It was that noise.
Well.
Like that.
How did you do that?
Huh?
I found out that what my scream is a woman's scream.
Yeah.
Is a high pitched scream.
The nurse told you?
No, I heard myself, my body do it.
Did you address it, or you just kind of let it go?
what did I say? I'm not gay to the guy.
Yeah,
I'm not gay.
Just clear things up. Like I know this yell sounded.
No, yeah, it was really.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
are you
that
a
was
good cook? Because you were cooking for your.
He was making cucumbers, dude.
I know, but he said previously that was his move.
I was using a mandolin.
He cut his
Oh,
he
okay.
cut his hand using a machine that cuts cucumbers for you.
Okay, so I would make a spaghetti and meat sauce for girls.
Yeah, that's not expensive. Yeah.
Okay, it's not that expensive, but
Yeah,
turkey.
come over. I'll cook you dinner. Ever have
Spanish
Kraft
fly.
mac and cheese?
Well,
Ever have
that's,
spaghetti?
in retrospect,
We make you a wonderful spaghetti.
first of all, I'm
and ragu.
making like a heavy meat sauce for a girl. It's not like a sex
Are
kind
you
of.
from scratch the meat sauce?
Well, yeah. So I bought ground turkey instead of ground beef.
Oh.
And then
Okay.
he puts that in ragu.
Well, in retrospect, like I was giving girls tryptophan, and at the time I didn't realize that I'm making like I'm just like it's like Thanksgiving.
You're
where
raping
like-
women.
I didn't do it, but like yeah, in retrospect, I was making girls tired. I was doing like a light Cosby. I didn't do on anything
I criticize
untoward.
him, but I would do the same thing. I don't know how to cook, so I would invite women over, and then I slowly release gas from my anus for about 2 hours until, and it's so subtle they don't even realize it. It just starts kind of smelling worse and worse, but it's not acute enough where they'd be like, "What's going on?" And then before they know it, everyone's out like a light. I pass out too, so we usually come to a couple hours later. The fire department's there. And,
This
and
was
then-
like a date night for you?
yeah, and they're like, we're looking for a gas leak, but there's no gas lines in this apartment.
Mhm.
And I say, well, I
Well, it's
guess
an ass
it's a
leak.
mystery to be solved another day, gentlemen.
Yeah, and then where's
Have
the
you
girl?
ever- and then I invite the firemen to watch The Matrix with me.
And then you become best friends.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, then in retrospect, I'm like, it was wrong to
have
give
you ever
girls
considered
turkey.
that a guy like me could maybe be the Neo of the fire department? Just moving in on the couch, trying to get a job at the fire department.
They're like, dude, that's not how it works, man.
Yeah.
You gotta like take a test and shit.
No, I don't think we'll be doing that. I don't think we'll be taking any tests.
So you feel wrong for giving girls turkey? I
It
think
feels
that's a little-
wrong
you went a little
in
extreme.
retrospect. It feels wrong.
To give them turkey?
Yeah, it's like it has a chemical that makes you sleepy. I don't want to get Cosby. I don't want to be Cosby 2.0 from a spaghetti and meat, bolognese.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's a great point. That's kind of what I mean. I eat turkey all the time. If they changed its name to rape bird,
You won't do it.
yeah, right. Who knew? He probably didn't even know. He probably thought it was an actual fly.
Now, were these
From
girls getting
Spain.
tired?
I don't remember a girl specifically ever getting tired.
Okay.
Too many to
But-
remember.
But it's
They
just
always
you
say,
shouldn't
you remember-
go there.
You remember the first one.
A heavy meal for a woman on a dick appointment. I don't think it's a good idea necessarily.
Yeah.
For a girl, like give her like a rack of ribs perhaps or something.
Ooh, I'm gonna go have a rack.
That
of
is a
ribs
light.
later.
It's what I would refer to as a light Cosby.
A rack of ribs for a dick appointment is a pretty crazy move.
Yeah. You could take a girl to Tony Roma's.
You want to keep it light.
Yeah, you want to keep it light. A salad day.
A cucumber.
A cucumber salad day with a finger in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is going to be a while before I get it's going to be a flat finger now.
When they do the pig thing where it's got an apple in its mouth, was the pig like eating the apple when they killed it? I never understood that. Is it like they give it an apple and then it's halfway through eating it and then they bake it?
Oh, to be nice?
No,
I mean,
they're
I've
like-
seen this done.
Is it that's how it's like done? Like it does something to like the blood sugar or something of the pig.
Like a pig roast. dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Hawaiian
Yeah.
luau kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
I've never actually been like seen one of those in real life.
Are you supposed to eat the apple?
Yes. Yeah, barbecued apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been in one of those?
Yeah, I've seen it created. The times, I mean, they did it. The apple was not in the pig's mouth when they killed it.
Oh,
They
that's
just put it in after.
You've seen it created?
Yeah, like made at a
Oh. But you mean, but not the invention of the pig.
No, I was
Oh.
not there for that.
They put the apple in after.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then what does that do? What's the point of that?
I think it's decoration.
Oh, it's a garnish.
It's a garnish.
it's funny. Yeah.
It's like, look at this pig with an
Yeah,
apple.
look at this
It's
idiot,
hilarious.
dude.
Yeah.
He was
You eat the
he was
stomach.
eating it and then we killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stomach. Yeah. I never could eat it like that. That was too seemed a little barbaric for me.
I kind of like that.
Just digging into the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's actually pretty wrong that we eat them. Out of any of the animals we eat, they're like
pigs.
I think they're the smartest ones. They like know they're alive. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. You should.
Turkey's out. Pig is out.
No, a bird is an idiot. That's not a guy. A fish isn't a guy.
No, a fish is not a dude.
Yeah, a fish
Not
isn't a
dude
guy.
trait.
A cow's a guy. A pig is like my dog is dumber than a pig.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't eat my dog.
No.
I
yeah,
mean,
pigs are smart. When I did Montreal, I was in the French Quarter and they had a little park, and there was a lady walking a pig, like a Vietnamese pig.
Really?
That she couldn't get it to move. Like, it was on its leash, and she was like, come on, we have to go home. And its penis was out, and it was coming, and also shitting at the same time.
See, that's what you do on Kill Tony.
And I walked up, and I was like, oh my
crush.
God, a pig. And she just didn't want anything of it. And I'm like, what's his name? She's like, I'm just trying to get him home right now, thanks.
Oh, that's what you meant. Like,
And I looked down.
You try to have like a normal interaction. And
That's what I mean, yeah.
no one likes him, man.
It's like, dude, please. I was trying to get my pig home.
Yeah.
He was trying to make a joke. He was trying to raise her. Yeah, no. That happened. I've said it too many times on the show, but I got a pit bull like just on a whim, and then like the fourth day I got it. It was in a horrendous dog fight.
Really?
On the streets.
A baby one?
She was like a 1-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a little bigger.
Yeah, but I like some guy like bred fighting dogs in Bed-Stuy, and he was like, yeah, she just had puppies. She has nowhere to live, so I just took her. And then I thought I was such a great guy. I was like, look at me, this master of beasts, like, look at this like murder weapon that I'm walking around my neighborhood. And then there was another one. They got in a horrific fight. And just like all of like stroller, like I'm still with her, Hillary Clinton, Brooklyn was like, there were just women crying and stuff. And like we didn't know how to like pull them apart. And then just like a kind of a Bagger Vance like ghost like old man shows up, and he's like yeah, you got to put a stick in that dog's ass.
Yeah.
And so then I did it, and then he disappeared.
Did the dogs die?
No, my dog is still alive.
You just have them?
Her, yeah. She's depressed. Okay, guys, summer is here. Summer is hot. If you're squishing when you're sitting, it's time for quick dry underwear from Pair of Thieves.
Pair of Thieves, quick dry underwear.
Have you guys used these?
You get swamp butt, you get your asshole wet.
Yeah. You get wet ass, wet dick. This is the perfect underwear for you. With basic underwear, you could expect a sweaty, soggy situation. This is disgusting. In your shorts all season. Escape basic and embrace greatness with Pair of Thieves.
And I
quick
love it
dry
because
underwear.
I tell you this, as I've gotten fatter, the chafing situation has sped up. I don't think the amount of chafing I'm doing is not fair for... I have put on weight,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think enough yet that I should be just burning constantly. And so, Pair of Thieves keeps me dry and not in my...
bleeding.
And yeah, so I'm not... Yeah, well, so that doesn't happen.
So you don't, bleed from the dick and balls and legs. Ian, you ever bled from the dick and balls and legs?
No.
From the summer.
At the same time.
Okay, well that's probably because you wear a Pair of Thieves, which is quick dry underwear with Action Flex, and it's engineered to keep you dry, fresh, and comfortable all day long. The Action Blend fabrication provides adaptive stretch for greater mobility and a secure second skin fit. A second skin, I like that. That looks great across all body shapes, but especially across yours. Pair of Thieves. Escape basic. Go to pairofthieves.com today to get 25% off your first order. That's 25% off your first order at pairofthieves.com. Get 25% off your first order at pairofthieves.com. They don't have a promo code, but I assume just put in TAFS to get that. And
Why don't you tell a story about how you were wearing Pair of Thieves and they looked so good you were staring in the mirror at your own ass and you were so distracted you cut off your finger and weren't even aware of it.
Yes, I was.
Because the underwear was so good.
That is true. I was trying to be to make a viral cucumber salad that I saw on Instagram Reels for my girlfriend, but I was distracted by my own ass.
Mm-hmm. Your pair of
and I suffered a horrific and gruesome
because of your
injury.
pair of thieves. Were there any
Because of the pair-
stitches for that, or just they just glued the top?
They glued it because the skin was gone. So
Yeah. I hope it heals to the inside of your nose, because you can't help but pick your nose.
maybe it makes me an even better nose picker.
No.
Maybe the beast will finally be unleashed
This guy picks his nose and eats it.
You like to lie too, right? That's like
constantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Why'd you ask it like that?
No, because I remember he said that, and I was interested in that.
Oh no, but it's always like nothing. It's
Yeah.
always like oh, you don't look fat in that. Oh,
But
you're
they
like
do look fat.
yeah, but they look nasty and
Yeah.
disgusting.
But that's
yeah.
kind of like nice of you.
yeah. I'm just the greatest guy.
If I was a
ever.
hugely
Yeah.
fat woman, I would say that all the time. That would be my big joke. It's just like coming in, anytime I put any new clothes on, come in the room and be like, does this make me look fat?
That's not bad.
Yeah, that'd be funny. If I could somehow be a morbidly obese woman and also a black guy in segregated South at the same time.
I think it's a good plan that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have done something maybe.
Yeah, just set up a fake restaurant. Doesn't have you have people come in, pretend like, oh my god, you
that was
know,
the best ever.
yeah. There's just nothing in there. It's a slot car set.
That's an interesting point. I wonder if during those times there was restaurants where you couldn't eat there because of your race, but you felt the food was so good that you're just like, man, can you just give me some of the fries from there? I'll eat it like at my house.
What do you mean?
Like during segregation, like if you were like a black guy who couldn't go out at a white restaurant,
Yeah.
but you heard the food was so good
Yeah.
that you had like a white friend and you're like, hey man.
Well, yeah, they would do. Would have to like order from the back window.
So they did sell to them.
Well, because that's what. Yeah. They was segregated dining, but then if you placed an order, it's like only through the back window and stuff.
Yeah.
And they probably ripped them off and stuff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm glad that's not that common anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy too, because it's like after the Civil War, they like that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like we had the Civil War, and then afterwards we were like, okay, but still segregation and stuff. It's like the South just kind of made that happen.
Yeah, separate but equal was like not part of Reconstruction at all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, well, check this out.
And it took like 100 years to fix it.
Yeah.
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 To this, what, really the 60s? The
Yeah.
late 60s?
Basically.
Yeah.
Even later, actually.
Yeah.
Some schools were like reintegrated in the 70s.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
It is pretty wild.
100 years later.
It is pretty wild. Speaking of, I watched Remember the Titans the other day.
Yeah.
And that has to be just, it hits every time. The way you just see the boys the town coming together. Sports is really just beautiful sometimes when it comes to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
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 That's the funniest thing about radio is they're not really racist. They're just anti-mentally disabled people. Like the whole town doesn't have like the most conservative guys in town aren't mad that he's black. They're mad that he's mentally disabled. It's just they're like we can't have this fucking idiot wandering the schools. He's gonna bring down the learning.
His dick is too big.
Yeah.
Was that?
I like that movie. I know it's.
I haven't seen it in so long.
It's a
You
sad
reference
movie.
radio a lot.
It's
It's one of Nick's greatest hits.
I mean, it's like it's designed to be extremely sentimental, but like if you just give into that, it's like everyone's being so fucking mean to radio for no reason, dude.
It's
if you
true.
give yourself brain damage with Kratom and watch radio, you'll feel something.
That's a good Wednesday night.
I challenge you not to, even though I know it's Cuba Gooding Jr. wearing fake teeth. Be like, where my mama? Where my mama?
And so Ian, you
Which that's
auditioned for radio.
it's a real guy too.
What was that
I
process
didn't get
like?
to I partied with Cuba Gooding Jr. though, and
Have you seen Jerry
I wonder if he
Maguire?
was ever friends with the real radio, who passed away, I think 2 years ago.
really,
Yeah.
Maybe he's like in a dark place because he misses him.
I would be. The guy brought the whole goddamn town together.
yeah, that's pretty.
And then they let him continue to be an 11th grader for 40 more years. That's not a joke.
They let him just keep going to school.
He stayed in 11th grade for the...
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
And then he'd run out at every game, and everybody in the town loved
They give
him.
him
And
a
they'd go,
standing
yeah.
O. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean about the movie. It's like if you watch the movie, people are like, "Oh, this
It's
is
nice. It's like Remember the Titans.
But it's also it's real. It's not like there's not a real radio.
Well, Remember
if you,
the Titans
if
was
you just
too.
made up radio entirely, if you're like, yeah, it's a mentally disabled guy that everybody's mean to, and then they kind of have to come together, people would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
What are you
Come
doing
on,
here?
man. And then he gets to be in the 11th grade for 40 years.
Yeah, right. I mean,
oh gosh,
but the fact that it is real, it's like you just
it's nice they did that for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the person that was like living there and was like, we got to make this a movie. This would be a
Probably
hit.
everybody. I mean, it's a great idea. This bullshit they fucking turn into movies,
Yeah.
especially now.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
true.
I guarantee you there was like 50 scripts called like Hillary's emails. You know what I mean? They try to make, and she has a server and they're finding out.
I
about
think
the
there's a
server.
TV show about that. There's a
Yeah.
TV show on HBO, I think.
Oh yeah, with Sydney Sweeney.
I believe.
No, but that was about the different thing.
No,
that
this
was
the
about
Comey.
the leak. Yeah, the Comey show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, the Comey one. Well, it's about the.
No,
Yeah.
give me radio. That's what I want. Human
Radio
interest
2.
stories. Yeah.
You have any upcoming dates? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm on the road. I'm in Levity Live in West Nyack on the Labor Day weekend.
Definitely get one of the best comedians in New York City,
Appreciate you
guys.
saying that. And I'm in New Orleans at the end of August. It's all on my website, ianlaralive.com.
Amazing. Check that out, guys.
Have
Anything
you
else?
been to New
today?
Orleans?
Nah, I've been there, never for comedy.
Yeah. I love New Orleans.
Yeah,
I love it too.
You did comedy there?
I did festivals.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like bar shows
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
remember
haven't done-
Hell Yes Fest?
No.
Nick and I
They
did
don't.
that.
They don't have a. They don't have like a club proper.
No, there's no club. Like, like I'm doing, I think it's like a bar venue or something.
I don't know if it's still around. We went. I dragged him to it, but the abandoned Six Flags. That's like one of the coolest things.
Really?
I've ever done. Yeah, yeah. In the
Abandoned?
9th ward. Yeah, but I mean, at this point now, it's been abandoned since Katrina. So you're
Katrina, yeah.
talking about 20 years. So it might be kind of slim pickings as far as an experience goes. But we went only maybe 7 years after
Yeah,
the
it
storm.
looks like post-apocalyptic, and
Yeah.
It was like roller coasters.
We
and-
climbed
you
a roller coaster,
I climbed
yeah.
up to the top of the roller coaster.
It was scary.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
all the way to the thing.
Yeah,
To the-
yeah.
But pretty much, I went pretty fucking high up on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
thing.
What? Wait, but
It
is there a
started
thing where they have
swaying.
stairs?
No, I just went up the fucking.
Yeah.
The tracks?
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
like nature is reclaiming
Of
it.
course.
Yeah, they're like plants growing out of like it looks really cool. Yeah, we went on that like the
Yeah, I
the
put,
ship swing
Eric's, I
thing.
put Eric's sister on the boat.
Yeah.
that big boat, and then I just pushed it back and forth, and I built up enough momentum that I got that fucking thing going.
Is this? Are we sure it's still there? Because this was like 13.
I'm
The
not
park
sure.
has to be there because here's what happened: is Six Flags. To build a park, they have to get a lease with the city, right? So they got a lease on the land for 75 years in like the year 2002 or something. And then Katrina happened, came through, destroyed the park. The insurance adjusters come by and they're like, yeah, it's going to cost like 5 times more to rebuild the park than it would to like just take the money for what your initial investment was.
Wow.
So Six Flags like just basically tried to get out of the lease. It's New Orleans, which is completely fucking devastated. So they're like, look, no, we need the rent. So they're like, okay, enjoy your fucking eyesore for the next 75 years. We'll
Yeah.
just
Wow.
They
We'll pay
have
the
shot,
rent.
I think, some movies and stuff. Like they've used it. I think.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that would be a
pretty
good
sure,
set,
yeah.
I guess, for an apocalyptic movie. And is it like gated off, or could you just? Walk
It's gated
in?
off, but they don't really. I mean, there's a cop that'll just drive the perimeter, but
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
We
to
just
get in there.
snuck in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
it's
I
just
might try to
tagged
check that
everywhere.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That-
It's there's a bunch of like you could tell it's a kid trying to practice a swastika. And
Yeah.
he's like getting it wrong. Yeah. There's like a wall of just he's like fucking it up, and then
I did a
finally at
bit
the end,
about
he-
it because
yeah.
we walked around the whole park, and it's when we got to the end, there was finally a properly drawn swastika. So there's like a guy that has a memory of the day he learned how to draw a swastika at Six
at the
Flags.
Six Flags.
Yeah, but
at the
but,
abandoned Six
another
Flags.
New Orleans tip, because everybody goes to Cafe du Monde to get a beignet. It's like a tourist thing. There's always a big line, right? But Cafe du Monde, I don't know if it would be like this time of year, but they have like all the windows open up. You know, they're like kind of floor to ceiling.
Mhm.
So it's an open cafe. You can just skip the line and walk in and sit down at a table, and the waiters won't notice that you weren't seated by the host.
Yeah,
And so you can just go in and take a table whenever you want. You don't have to wait 2 hours in line.
that's interesting because I always thought that about any restaurant.
It's probably true for any restaurant, but a lot of them, they're not open.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
one, you can just skip the fucking line and go in.
Yeah.
And
If I was a host, I wouldn't care if you sat yourself.
Yeah, if I had
Unless
any
you were a
job,
dick
I wouldn't
about
do
it.
a good job
Yeah.
at it.
yeah, it's just, you're
If I
just
had a
you
boss.
bury yourself in the menu when they come up and they say, "Sir, we didn't seat you here." You go like, "I'm radio."
Yeah. Do you remember from the
Oh
movie?
boy, I can't wait to have a
And
beignet.
they're
I'm
like, sir,
radio.
this is incredibly offensive. Yeah.
Watch
Sir, you're clearly not radio.
Nick Mullen? He's like, no, I'm radio.
No one likes me.
No, I'm radio.
All right, I think that's our
Can I
time for this week.
Can I please just have a beignet, please? Can I please have a beignet?
I told Ian my scheme. I do it every time I come into town. Just don't embarrass me. Yeah. Just I tried my radio thing out. It worked once before. All right, guys. Thanks for watching today. Ian, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
A lot of fun, guys. Bye.